Toast it right down.
Anyway, so you're gonna get up there and get started. Wow, the mic is on, then there's no sound, but then I can leave the video go. Then I can leave the video go. Let me give you a master. You want me to leave the video?
You can turn off for while you just turn it off. You just turn it off.
No. I can turn the video off because there's no, you won't get any sound while the mic is on.
Oh, okay.
So I can leave that on so that can go.
Yeah, it can go.
Leave it like that, okay.
So wait, so I can use the mic?
This is what I'm saying. As long as the mic is on, there's no music coming out of that. But the picture can keep on.
That's fine.
Let me try to get everybody inside that's in here as much as I can. And as long as people sit out on the couch, we got time, but if it's too crowded, we don't have to do it. Okay? Let me get it. She says she's gonna bring this in. Hi, good evening, everybody. Anyone standing by the door, you might want to push your way in to the side. At some point, I know there's other people outside. If you can't stand long and you want to sit on the couch, you can do that. But once it gets too full in the hallway, whoever's not sitting on the couch is going to have to leave the building. So you can either try to stand up here, share the seat with somebody, sit on the couch, but as long as it's not full outside. Because once my boss sees on the camera that we got too many people in the hallway, he's going to tell me, and I got to bug you, and then I don't want to have to do that. Okay. So at this time, we're going to start the service. So we ask it again, if you have a cell phone, we ask you to please silence the phone so you do not disturb the services. And we'll open up the floor for at least until 7:15, because I know you started a little late. And at 7:15, I'll come in, and then we'll have to close the casket and get everybody pretty much out the building.
What's this? That's Miss Pat?
Huh?
Your name is Pat?
Is my name who?
Miss Pat.
Pat? No, she's on vacation. I'm Lynette. Yeah. Wow. You know Pat? You know her?
My brother.
Okay. Oh yeah, she know you.
Yeah, she know.
You ready? Yeah. Okay.
We're going to start with an obituary reading. If you have an obituary, you can open it and follow along. If you don't, you can read with the person next to you, but I'll pretty much be reading it anyway. Homegoing celebration of Tito O. James. Sunrise, February 11th, 1967. Sunset, October 7th, 2021. I'm missing a piece. On February 11, 1967, Tito O. James Jr. was born in the Bronx to his parents, Christine C. and Tito O. James Sr. Tito was later raised by his mother, Christine, and his stepfather, Walter E. Smith, along with his 5 siblings from his mother's side and 7 from his stepdad. Tito went to grade and intermediate school in the Bronx. Continuing, he graduated from DeWitt Clinton High School. Always having a strong work ethic, Tito, lovingly known as Poppy by family, started working in supermarkets in high school. Eventually, he found his calling in construction, where he helped build many buildings in New York, spanning over 20 years. Tito found love in Sandra Morton, who he married in 1999. Though the marriage never spawned any biological children, the two kept their hands full by raising son Larry and Tito's niece Naquisha, who he affectionately called Juju Mama. Poppy was the third child and the first boy of Christine's pack of 6. He had a bond with each of them, his joking personality constantly making light of bad days and shining light on good ones. Tito's favorite way of keeping up with family was calling them and engaging in long conversations. This was often the case when he would call his sister Sabrina early in the morning, hoping to catch her before work. He was preceded in death by both his parents, Christine and Tito James Sr., and his bonus dad, Walter Smith. Both grandmas, Pauline Wilson and Elvina James, close cousins, Stuart E. Tabb, with many more awaiting him in his new journey of life. Tito leaves behind his 5 siblings, Lainey's, Sabrina, Reginald, Shannon, and Jacob, along with his 2 children, Shatika, Carrie, wait, I'm missing a part, y'all. No. I'm sorry. Yeah. Tito had biological children of his own, a boy and a girl duo, Kirian and Shatika. Through all his children's adult lives, he continued to be a loving staple, often being there for Juju Mama when she becomes sick, being a listening ear and lending shoulder to Shatika, managing to check in with Kirian on the phone regularly. He also was very fond of his 2 nephews, Kamik and Nydrique Jones. Now it's all the people that died, right? Hold on. Tito leaves behind his 5 siblings, Lainey's, Sabrina, Reginald, Shannon, and Jacob, along with his 2 children, Shatika, Kirian, his grandchildren, Javen, Janae, Jemiah, and Jade, his nieces, Naquisha, Tanasia, and Shandasia, nephews, Nydrique, Kamik, Reginald Jr., Richie, and Punch, his aunts, Cheryl Wilson and Iris James, his uncles, Alfredo James, Lloyd William, and David Wilson, his wife, Sandra, with a host of relatives that he loved. I'll read the inserts now. Dear brother, your memory will never fade. My dear brother, now that you are gone, you're no longer here to share the bond we had together, a bond of love and care. Yet somehow, something tells me you are watching over me. Now that from worldly cares you finally are free. I miss you so very much and my tears cannot hide. Yet within my heart I feel you are always by my side. Ever since you went away, life has never been the same. Yet it comforts me to know that one day we'll meet again. My mother was a single mother, and my father was not there for me. I was raised by my uncle and his wife when I was little. I went to daycare from their house. I lived with them. It was the 3 of us. And when my mother needed help, my uncle and his wife was the ones who took care of me. And it was me and them and the dog, and that was the family. That was the 3 of us. And my uncle, he made it so clear that he loved me and my brother so much. And though he had his own kids, he made time for us. And I feel like, you know, when you lose people, it's hard. But when you lose a parent, it's harder. And I feel like I lost my dad. And when you lose somebody that close to you, you just don't know how to pick up the pieces. And he was the funniest person ever. Like, you think now people have these concepts and all these theories. He was the theory man. Like, everything was wrong. The government planned everything. And that was for years. That's how he felt. And you couldn't tell him he was wrong. Everything was planned by somebody, and he knew it. And he was going to tell you that the world was wrong and something wasn't right. My uncle used to call me Cinderella because he said, you know, Sabrina, by 12 o'clock, your daughter's going to look a mess. She's going to be busted by 12 o'clock. And I would have on these cute outfits. I would be somewhere, and it would hit 12, and I would have a stain. My bobo would be out. You know, my shoes would be messed up. And that's still true at 25, but you know, now I be drunk. So it's different. You know, before I was just cake wasted, and now I'm just real wasted. So I be the same way. But it's true, I'm still Cinderella, I'm still messed up by 12. That's the goal. And I really did love my uncle, and I loved the family and how he was. And he showed up to everything. When I first started walking home from school, my uncle would follow me. And I used to think it was so weird because I didn't know who was following me one day. Like one day, he was walking behind me. I just kept turning around because I thought somebody was going to kidnap me. He was ducking behind trees and ducking behind cars. And like, I wanted to know if he was going to be prepared if somebody kidnapped you. Why would I be prepared for that? No, I was not going to be prepared. And he did that every day for a week until I learned how to walk home by myself. And when I did, he would stop, and I would be mad because he wouldn't follow me no more. And I would come home, and there he was making sandwiches, and he was feeding me waffles and ice cream, and he thought that was an appropriate breakfast. He thought that was the breakfast he should be feeding you, because you needed to start the day with ice cream and waffles. And it was so, like, you know, the three of us, me, my Aunt Sandra, it was just unconventional, like being in that house, just winging it. We were just winging it, the three of us, in the dog bullet, wherever he's at today, you know. And that's what it was. And I think my uncle is is sad now because when I look around my room, my uncle has done everything for me my whole life. My AC in my windows, my uncle installed it. Every time I'm sick, he brought me flowers. Valentine's Day, I was his Valentine. Every Valentine's Day, he brought me flowers. Me and my mother flowers. He would walk in the rain. And that was the only man I knew who would walk everywhere. Like, he walks everywhere. He don't take no cabs. You ask him where he going, he's like, I'm going home. And you go outside, he's walking 10 blocks at a time, and he would get where he was going faster than you. And you don't know why he was just walking, like, and he would get there fast. I'm telling you, he would get there fast. He'd be like, I don't need a ride, I'm gonna walk. I got my feet, Brian, I'm all right. He would have his feet in the shopping cart, and man, he would get there. And as he got older, he got a little bit slower, but you know, he was still walking, and that's just who he was. He always wanted to do things himself. He wanted to build things himself. In everybody's home, he's done something in everybody's home. Anybody's home you go to, he's built something, or he's painted something, or he's installed something. And I'm lost because what I'm going to do when I need a new AC? Who's going to put it in the window? I don't know. I don't know who's going to put it in the window. I don't know who's going to bring me flowers when I'm sick. I don't know whose Valentine I'm going to be forever. And it's hard. It's hard for me, and it's hard for my family. And it's hard for his siblings because, you know, every sibling plays a role. And they're all so funny, but he was so funny. And he was so serious and hysterical. And my uncle at his grown age was afraid of the dark. So when we was younger, he would tell you can't cut off every light. And you better leave that TV on because I can't see. You would turn the TV off and he would wake up and he would scream like a girl. And we'd be like, oh, puppy, why are you screaming for? Because it's dark, I can't see, I can't do the dark. And I just can't picture thinking like, you know, wherever he's at is light because my uncle don't like the dark. And I will hope that in his eternity is nothing but light and is nothing but sunshine because the darkness, it didn't fit him. And he couldn't do darkness because he was not dark, he was light. And light became him, and he was funny, and he was outgoing, and he was the build-it man, and he was true to who he was, and he would tell you, my name is Tito Oleandro. And I'm a junior, and my name is Tito O. And then if you ain't put the O, it's not me. And he will tell you that in a minute. And he's not signing his name on nothing he don't know about. I'm not putting my signature on that. I don't know what they want from me. It's not like he was a millionaire or nothing, but he just swore. He just swore he was going to get him a sum he ain't got. Because I'm not paying for that. I'm not paying. Uncle, we don't need you to pay for nothing. Why I'm not signing it anyway. So he don't really have much signatures on stuff, so we don't know how he went through life. But that's who he was, and he built so many buildings up until he couldn't build them no more. You had to force him to sit down. You had to force him to stop going to work. You had to force him to not be a person who got up every day. And I think that was the hardest feat in life is age, and the hardest feat in life is not being a person you used to be. And not being able to be that person who gets up and installs ACs in everybody's house or paints everybody's ceiling or, you know, put up windows. And it's what he loved to do. When his back hurt, he wanted to do it. You know, he wanted to get new boots to do it. That was his dream and that was his goal. And he carried that out. to the T. And there's so many buildings that I could walk by and say, I know my uncle built this. And he bragged about it and he knew. And if you knew him, he was a DJ. He had DJ equipment that was in his house for years. One day they was gone, we don't know where they went. That's another conversation for another day. You know? He had a bunch of turntables and he was the life of the party with his checkered floor and his checkered living room. And that's where the party was. The party was in that house. It was in that
old flat
two-bedroom
screen TV.
with the old flat.
We like, where you gonna get a new TV?
Never. With his
As long as
plastic
this one works, I
couches.
ain't getting another one.
But you know, at this time, who else would like to speak? I'm gonna let people come up and speak. If there's anyone at this time.
Install a new cable box on it.
There's a couple more excerpts in the obituary that I'm not gonna read at this time, but if anyone else would speak, you know, you're welcome to come up. At this time, I would like to thank everyone for coming out. I would like to thank everyone for showing up and staying safe and wearing masks and making it here from work and making it here from school and making it here from so far places on behalf of the James and Smith family. I would like to thank you guys. And following this should be ending at around 7:15. We're going to be doing a repass on downtown on Willis Avenue, 2645 Willis Avenue. Third Avenue. 2645 3rd Avenue. We'll be doing a repass. We're going to drink. We're going to get ghetto. We're going to eat. You know, put your kids where they go and come on down and drink with us. Put your kids where they go. Because we ain't responsible after 9, baby. We don't know where y'all kids at after 9. But we're going to be down there and you're welcome to come. And I'm going to let, Uncle Reggie, would you like to speak? Yeah, come on up.
I love you.
I love you. Hello. Would you like to speak? Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I'm the oldest.
Go ahead, the oldest.
Watch your mouth. Thank you for coming. I remember 756 Home Street.
Yeah, bring it back.
Across the street was Tasty Cakes. Fuck your couch.
Stop. Stop cursing in
Don't
here.
tell me.
Stop cursing in here. Don't curse
You
in here.
can't
It's
tell
kids
me.
in here. Don't curse in here. It's kids in here.
Well, get them out.
No, it's kids in here.
Yeah.
Curse in here.
The
Don't
champ
curse
is
in here.
here.
Tell them don't curse in here.
Excuse me. What are you gonna do?
Stop.
What, you wanna challenge me?
Get up now.
Exactly, move. Back at the ranch. I want to talk about the jump land. How we made
Get into it.
jump land. Moving. What's up? This is who I am. That's my brother. That's my baby. All of them is my babies. Lay down.
I believe you.
If somebody tell me a roach got a jaw big as much, I learned that from Boogie. What happened? What happened? That black man right there, ask him. I used my whole check to make it happen, because that's what we're supposed to do. Chances here. Soprano, I love you, baby. Boogie, I love you.
Yes, I love you too, man. I love you, baby. I love you back.
Giz, I love you. Buddha, I love you. And now it's only 5 of us. I can't even understand it.
Unbelievable.
I own 23 stores. Our first address was
You gotta do better now. You gotta
756.
do better now.
Excuse me. Mind your business. Our first address was 756 Home Street. The other one was 21 4003 Park Avenue. That's what we did. Right across the street from. This is what we do. Love each other. Forgive each other. Why y'all doing that? My brother and me used to make go-karts. And I fell out with him based on, I can't even tell you. Because they know I'm early on my shit. I love you. Take care of yourselves. Forgive one another. Miss Kim, I'm so glad you're here. Where's my baby? All right. God bless you. Forgive each other. These things we pray in the name of Jesus. How you doing? Thank you.
This way, this way, this way, this way, this way.
Thank you, my baby.
Sit down up. Sit down up. Sit down up.
Where? Where you wanna go?
Huh?
Where you wanna go up here? Me.
Come on, B. You got it?
Number 12, 15. Ready, Mama?
That's our pie. You know he gave him that name, right? Pie. You gave him pie.
No, I'm gonna stand up, baby. I'm
Okay.
alright. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, go.
What's his name? Why is his name not here? Oh, you done got bitch kid. That's your father. Why you in a wheelchair?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Barbara. Oh, I'm part of the Barkley family, and 2645 was a family building. Us as growing up, we was always loved. We had so many mothers in that building, you couldn't count them, because everybody knew us. And everybody knew who children was who, and they didn't play with us. They gave us instillment. And a lot of the mothers is gone now. May they rest. And we still got a few in 2645 that's still holding on. And I thank God for them. Every time I could go in 2645 and look into the first floor, look in Miss White window, and she's saying hello, God is good.
All the time.
Say that, B.
Come on. I could go from the first all the way to the sixth floor, everybody in that building. Well, for Poppy, some call him Tito. I called him Tito, I called him Poppy. It didn't matter. He answered to either one. Poppy was always a hard-working man. From a young age, a teenager. That boy kept a job. I was like, well, Dad, where you going? Work. You just coming from work? Yeah, Ma, I'm just coming in. I'm going to go in the house and go see my mother and chill for a while. Always. Like to joke and have fun. Don't get on his nerves. He started talking Jamaican. All right, Poppy, I'm sorry. Yeah, 'cause I'm not playing. Don't play with me. He get to start talking fast, it was over. We gonna all miss you, bro. But we all gotta cross that line. And God gave me a second chance, and I'm grateful. Because because I should be dead in my grave. But he said, it ain't your time. And he brought me back to see a little bit more, and I'm grateful to see whatever I can see right now. Because I was living in the dark and I ain't see nothing but what I wanted to see. But I'm grateful today. Yes, I am. Every day I can wake up and move my leg a little bit more. I'm good. I couldn't sit up, but I could sit up today. I was in a wheelchair. I said, Lord, I can't sit here. I'm not used to this. I got to get up. And he got me up. Wow. Poppy, I will miss you, but you'll stay in my heart with the rest of the good bunch. Oh, thank you, and y'all have a blessed evening. Yeah, fuck it down. Oh, good. Yeah, good. Ah. Yeah, but I needed to work on it. Who these boys touching on the hours at?
Got it? Yeah.
Hi, baby.
Excuse me. Hi, everyone. My name is Tito. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Tito O. James' daughter. I'm the baby. My father, one thing I have to say, I said certain things to him because that's how I felt, but that's not the time and the place. But I know he was always an ear to listen to me. Tell me what to do, guide me to my Uncle Freddie. I didn't even know who this man was. He was a mystery man until I went there. Today, my father passed. And I recognized the voice. I said, so you're the infamous Uncle Freddie? And he said, yep. And then I met my cousin. Because she said hi to me in Elegant. I said, I really don't want to talk right now because I don't believe it. I don't believe it because I was just talking to him. And I was like, I said, I'm Tito's daughter because I asked her. She asked me, are you Shatika? I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, who you? I wasn't trying to hear. I'm the type. I did certain things that it wasn't good. And if I could turn back the hands of time, I would, and it would have never happened. But my father forgave me for what I did. Because when I needed him, when he was mad at me, he shut me down. But I begged my grandmother to talk to my dad that I was very truly sorry. And I prayed to God that one day he would forgive me for what I did. And no matter what, I only, out of both of my parents, I know I got two, but I always listened to my father. Because when I did something bad, I would ask my father, I'll tell you the truth if you promise you don't get mad. He'd be like, Shatika, I promise. I said, okay. He said, so what happened between you and your mother? I said, I stole $20. He goes, what? Yo, if you ever do that to me, I'll break your fingers. I said, you just told me you wouldn't get mad. I would never do that to you. Like, bruh, I got a bond with you that you always give me. Like, you never sent me when I told you that I ain't have a Metro card. You always made sure I got to school. One day I pretended to lose my Metro card, You gave me $20. I thought I was gonna be slick and stash that $20 in the Metro card. He told my brother, which is my stepbrother, but I call him my brother, because Larry was always there too. He says, you going to school, Kizzy gonna take you, and you gonna get in a cab with that $20 I gave you since you lost your Metro card. I said, so what am I supposed to do for lunch? I don't know, you gonna have to eat that school lunch today. We'll try again tomorrow, but you going to school. So, we get all the way, he's by my Gana house. We pull up by her house, and I guess he was doing something for her. And I was like, Dad, I really don't got the 20. He said, Shtika, I ain't playing with you. I'll drive you out this car. I said, nah, Dad, chill. I got it. I said, all right, I'm gonna go to school. He said, now, I got you. Remember this weekend? You ain't going. I said, all right, I'm gonna deal with that, because at least I could take not getting an ass whooped. Not the curse, but he ain't never hit me. No matter how spoiled, brat, rotten, I would be rebellious, he ain't hit me. Only one time he did, and that was because Kamika Nadrik was at the house. Naquisha in the room, me and Juju mama sitting on the bed being a good baby. I come in, they tearing up the living room. He think I'm down with it because I ain't snitching. No, I don't snitch. You supposed to be the babysitter. I'm not supposed to go back and tell what my cousins do. These are like my siblings. They here every weekend when I'm here. I'm not telling. I got in trouble, but he ain't spanked me. I'm laughing because he beating Nadrik and Kamik with the belt. I'm sitting there cracking up. He said, Shtika, it's not funny. Shtika, stop laughing. I'm still laughing. I can't help it because he's not even hurting them. They're laughing at him. That's why I'm laughing, because he didn't hit to hurt you. So what are you spanking him for? I asked him this. So he turns around and says, Shtika, you know what? He goes to look for something. He says, nope, I can't hit you with this. He picks up a loaf of bread and busts it over the back of my head. I'm still down. I was really laughing. He goes, look what you made me do. Sandra about to come home and she just bought this bread. She just bought this bread. I said, Dad, who told you to hit me with a loaf of bread? Like, bro, you gonna blame me because you bust the bread over my hard-headed behind head? Like you always say I got a hard head? Why would you hit me with the bread? It's plastic. He says, you know what? I'm sending you home. He said, matter of fact, no. Go in the room, Naquisha. Don't come out. Yep. And it was another time where me, Naquisha, Nadrik, Kamik, we kidnapped Naquisha. Naquisha don't remember this. It was me, Jerome, Tiffany. We was all in the house. We took Naquisha out the room. She was a baby. She ain't know. She was a baby. She was little people. But we took her out the room, and I took a wire hanger and I locked my father in the room. Because he kept messing with us. What happened was he used to do this wiring to the TV to his room. So every time we watch a show that he watching, we get into it, he turning the channel. So what we did was, I put it on, he fell asleep, I put it on a channel that we all agreed to. And I put the hanger in the door. I took the remote with me so he can't turn the channel, because he always did that. Always. He don't even finish the whole show. He's like, oh, the movie's almost over. I already saw it. So, he's like,
That's me, Tito.
he tried to
Your
open the door,
mother.
right? He says, yo,
That's Tito.
open the door. What y'all doing in my house? I said, nothing. You're not letting us have fun. You're not letting us go outside. You're not taking us outside. You're not doing nothing. You're not watching TV. You sleep.
That's how
So let us have fun. He came out. We was having fun. We was,
Him and your mother, thick as
I had a radio. So what I did was I had took all his CDs and I was being DJ. We didn't want to watch TV no more. I started making snacks. I went to the store. I said, y'all, I'm going to the store. Y'all stay. Don't open that door for him. We about to party. Eventually, I let him out. It wasn't even that long. I did all this stuff within 20 minutes. I ain't even in that room that long. That man would have had a heart. I would have been dead by the time he got out, because he'd have found the way to undo that door. He had tools in his room. He'd have got out that room. He was mad that he had to put that lock back on. But my dad, he didn't know it, but he was my king. He was, when I needed somebody to talk to, even about my mama, he told me, Shtika, you only get one. I don't know if you lose your mother, how could I comfort you? And I'm like, now I'm saying, damn, you left me. You hit me with that and you left me. I didn't even get a chance to say goodbye. The last time I seen you, I spoke to you in the street and I said, Dad, you're losing too much weight. I'm used to seeing my fat with a chunky face, slim six-pack. Father, walk around. Why are you walking without a shirt on? Put a shirt on. I'm shaving. I'm like, I be like, Dad, what? I asked my father this one question. And this is when I found out he was a real man. That my dad always used to line himself up, do his own shape-ups, everything. And I asked my dad, because he took forever to do it, but my father was the only person I knew with a goatee that could rock it and rock it very well. And his face didn't have no razor bumps. His face was smooth. That I asked him, why do you never go to the barber shop? He tells me a real man doesn't let another man cut his face. That's a no-no. He always told me to learn to do hair. Because I used to look, he called me the back of Tinko's ass. Auntie Sobrano know that. I'm looking like the back of Tinko's ass. Sobrano. He would send me right to my Auntie Sobrano to do my hair. I'd be like, but she braid too tight. I don't care. And you're not going nowhere? Made me get my hair done. It was to the point where she made it her business to make sure my hair was done. Because my mother used to send me outside looking like the back of Tinko's ass. That's what y'all called it. That's the only way I know how to say it. He gave me that name, looking like Tinko. I was like, I asked Auntie Sobrano one day, she doing my hair, who's Tinko?
You look like the back of Tinko's ass.
I know I do.
What are you doing, bro?
I do it with a scarf on my head. He'll be mad if he see me with this scarf.
We laughing.
No, we're not laughing.
He'll be mad if he see me with this scarf. You're right. I do look like the back of Tinko. I'm not gonna lie, when Auntie Sobrano saw me, I hurried up and ran out the door because I had the scarf on. I'm not even gonna lie. I felt like that. When I seen her look at my scarf on my head, I dipped out the door. Word too.
Good evening, everyone. I'm not going to keep you too long. I just want to share some memories. Sorry. Cousin Tito is my first cousin. We're first cousins. And I have nothing but good memories of him. And he was more like an uncle than a cousin to me. And every time we saw him coming from work, this is around in the 90s from what I remember, when he was working construction with his yellow hard hat, looking dirty coming through, but he always wanted to make sure we were good. And every time he would see me, I was either playing, running around, doing something, he'd stop me. Hey, you got some money? You need something? What you need? And he'll throw me a couple of dollars, and you don't know, that brightened up my day. I was broke. Running around there hot, like, you okay, you don't want to ask nobody for nothing. You got your little stuff in the house, but when you got outside money, it's different. So, and all my memories with him is just that. We lived on the first floor, so we always had our seats outside in the summertime, and he would always come and make sure we were good and check on Uncle Freddie. He loved his uncle, which is my father. And I know my father is hurting right now, and he want to come up here, but I don't think he's strong enough right now to do it. But, it's unfortunate that we're losing people that's supposed to we want to still have time with, But this is a part of life, and the only thing that I ask is that family learn how to come together, not just in these times. And this is unfortunate. This is a lot of times our family get together. And as Cousin Nisi said, forgive. You don't have to have anger on your heart all the time, despite what the situations are. And, I love you, Cousin Tito. Continue to watch over us. And good night, everyone. Get home safe.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. I love you.
Yes.
Okay. No, I'm staying.
Yeah, hello, my name's Iran Barkley, as y'all know. You know, Tito lived in the building where we lived, 2645 and everything. When he was, you know, when he used to see me, he always used to come and say, yo, Champ, come and let me see what you know. I said, wow. You know, I couldn't play with him. I said, you good with wrenches and tools and stuff. I said, but I can't go that way. He said, come on, I'll teach you how to do some things. But he, you know, he was a real good brother. I'm like hurting now.
Take your time.
You know, like coming down the stairs, I used to run into him. And it was a good thing, because he always made me laugh. And he said, come on, Champ, come on, let me do something. I said, man, I can't do nothing with you because you ain't ready for this. He said, oh, I'm ready. But he was a fun-loving brother, man. I'm going to miss him. And God bless him, man. And God bless the family. Amen.
Nick. What's up? What's up, Nick?
Hello, my name is Miss Loretto, and I am Miss Loretto to Mr. James, and Mr. James is Mr. James to me. I love him. I'm sure everybody in here, if you say who loved Mr. James, I'm sure just everybody here will go up. Who's gonna miss Mr. James? Everybody's hands go up. Mr. James, when they speak about the light, the girl, I don't know her name, but when you spoke about him being a light, he's a bright light. If you believe in God, God is in him. And everything about him is from God. He's somebody who we all missing now. People who care about humanity. He have humanity. He's humane. Mr. James is something else. Mr. James is so funny. Mr. James was talking to me about, I'm not talking to you anymore. I'm not talking to you no more, Miss Loretto. I told you about 5G. I didn't even know what 5G was. I was thinking about some gangster stuff. I said, what are you talking about 5G? He talking about some terrorists, don't look at TV, don't get 5G. And I'm going, or he'll tell me, somebody listening on the line. I live in a building where you live. I go in there instead of me trying to correct Mr. James. Mr. James corrupting me. I'm going there and say, somebody been in my apartment. Mr. James, I want to tell y'all something. I don't even know, not only, I know Mr. James now for 9 or 10 years, but I feel like I've been knowing him all my life. He always told me, I want to introduce you to my family. I got a big family, Miss Loretto, you don't know. Well, Mr. James, I'm seeing your family today, and yes, you have a big family. I'm sorry I had to see him like this, meet you, but he right, y'all are great people, you loving people, and you family. And I want to say to Mr. James, here's my last word to you. If you get a chance to sit down or dance, get up and dance, Mr. James.
Yeah, I just met her.
She's 57?
So what time in the morning you gonna be here? About 10 o'clock, right? 9? You're going to the cemetery, right? Okay. But you're doing everything at the cemetery. We grew up He looked like his father. At least he looked like a class up. He talk. This is when I tell you this is the same. How you doing?
Oh, nice to meet you.
We get together, man.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I know.
Mommy outside.
Me, man. My cousin,
No, what the job, what I did is, I worked in credit union.
You finally did.
You work that's a different organization.
Don't be saying like
Like I
Somebody got to serve them.
I know that.
Hey, champ. Did we like that, champ?
Yeah.
Did we like that? Champ. Champ. The goodness we got some of these people.
One more.
You don't want to check this. Hello, I got it.
Here you go. Here you go. Yo, that nigga look just like himself, bro. You heard me? He's just small. He's just small. He was chunky like you.
Oh, no, you're wrong now. You're wrong now.
What happened?
Look at me. Look, I'm covering all my hair.
That's what you did. So what you want me to do? You still ain't gonna cut your face, the hair gonna jump in your face.
Come on, no man. Tell me if I move my hair out the way.
Yeah, I'm
move my hair out the way.
Make sure they don't get too fired up there. Get up in the morning. Yeah. Well, he had a good turnout. That was good. Yeah.
All right, one more.
And he did it. He'll do good.
Thank you.
I'm just going to tell you. You talk about looking like your father. You talk about looking like your father.
That nigga look just like him.
Tito, and he's up in there. Tito was up in there.
You heard me? You heard me? That nigga look
Just like our father. Yes, he does. Yeah, he do. He looks so damn good. Yes, he do. He looks so damn good.
took him in Ortiz over.
Yes.
Fingernails would have been dirty and all that.
Yeah. They did a good job. And they said his face was going to kill. I said, well, fix it.
They fixed it?
Yeah, they ain't building no more. They fixed it.
Man, champ. My hero, my superhero. I think you owe me a few dollars. Yeah, I think he owe me something too. I think you owe me some money. You slipped out the door.
Look at him talking to your father.
Yeah, you went out the back door and you owe me some money, man. So what couple of dollars you owe me, man? Kango on. Yeah, you do. That's that Kango on. Yeah, you do. They dressed that boy, that's how he dressed. Yeah, that Kango. Black Kango. That's Black Kango right there.
I wouldn't have found that cake.
You almost bought that shirt. I just had chicken again, that shirt. I almost bought that shirt too.
Which one? Hey, you
the one he got on.
You bought it?
No, that's I bought it.
I almost bought the same shirt. I got that shirt. Where that's at? No,
you told him that.
Yeah, listen, that's well, they
Oh,
closed
to wear it?
That's
Nah, I picked it out. I showed was on FaceTime with her. She was like,
no.
You did tell them that. So you changed it.
Yeah, that's my grandmother. Yeah.
He talk about it.
Take down your man.
Man and cousin.
Get in there.
You be speaking, man.
Get in there, chill.
All right, you too.
Yeah, we getting ready.
All right, cuz. I'll see you later. You have a good one. All right. Okay.
All right, cousin.
Can I get a picture of the family that on the other side?
Yeah.
I never knew to the day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
Can you take a picture?
Thank you so much for coming. Yes.
Look just like your mom.
Yeah. You see her right there? Look at the Bobby.
Well, I know
Look at her right there. Yeah, that's her right there.
Listen, no joke.
Yeah, she loved you. She said you. She said you had her running around like a tomboy.
That was my. Yes, she said she was fighting everybody. Listen,
Bobby
had to fight everybody.
listen, man. Sheesh.
Bobby had to fight everybody. Listen, boy. You want a picture? You want a picture? You want a picture? Yeah.
I know my mom would love it. Got it?
Turn the flash on. Do it again. One more time.
Thank you. Thank you. That's a beautiful picture. Beautiful picture.
Yeah, you put me to shoot on. That thing was bad. That was bad.
Yo, our cousin did that.
Oh, yeah?
She's good with that. Yeah, she's good with that. Yo, she's good with that.
She had me like name it was together. Like, what's up, girl?
Yeah, she
That's an app.
She did that. She knew she cuts people out and put them in. That's her daughter right there in the back.
Y'all know?
You
at your baby shower, son?
Yeah.
Who you was pregnant with?
Nah. I had the baby already, and then I had the baby shower.
When you send me a picture of me, that's ready.
That's not Keisha.
That's my ride home.
Oh, that's your ride? All right.
You don't remember Jackie? Look, that was Noni's best friend, Jackie. They went to Catholic school together. Where's Noni? Because I would tell Noni. That's Jackie.
The one sitting there?
Yeah, that was one of her.
Who's that right there?
Noni and Poppy. That's Noni and Poppy.
Noni was little then.
Mika said she's going to get the food.
All right, I'm about to get out of here.
Right, cousin. He looked like Uncle Tito.
He not doing it.
Look like his dad.
They want to a party.
Yes, we are, cousin.
This nigga went to a party. I was going to go $30. Oh, he told me about that. He was in Van Club. Look here.
So you ain't eat your soup?
Yeah.
You didn't get to eat.
It's right there, look.
I get there it is. I get to eat it. Yeah, it's like I'm
Yes,
eating.
Tito? Yeah. How they make that like that?
I sat there while they were talking and sipping.
I know, like.
That's a damn shame, you man.
I know, it's hard.
Yeah. I like that. Okay, we gonna have to turn over. She did that. She did that.
Mr. Burner.
What I do?
No,
You did a good job with them together.
Property together.
He loves it. I said, come
That's hot.
back.
That
Yeah.
was hot. That's hot. That's good.
And she told me, she said,
535 Hackensack, New Jersey. 535. That's her father's face.
that's
Just like
father's face. Look.
Yeah, he looked like him right there in the casket.
That's Tito. That's Tito. That's Tito.
Yeah, you do.
He looks just like him.
Yeah. 535.
Make sure we on time, 10 o'clock here.
Yeah.